It was right around the time that I confiscated my fifth pack of these that I realized they were irresistible to kids. But it wasn't until I was handing them back at the end of the day and the kid pulled out a binder of them and flipped through all the pages and read me every single name, stat, birth story, whatever, that I came to the realization that these are a fantastic tool to teach reading. So if you can't beat them, join them. Hello, Marielle here, and today's teaching tip is about high engagement Pokemon reading games so that students will actually use all the decoding strategies that you are tirelessly teaching them in your phonics lessons. Check out the time codes below in the description box to help you focus on individual sections, but be sure to stay until the end when I show you how to get a free create your own card template. So if you don't know what Pokemon cards are, you're probably not a second grade teacher, but basically they're little creatures with statistics on them and it shows how you play with the cards. But here's why I like them. One, they're super cute, but also their names are often phonetic and many have funny puns like Trubbish or phantom, which is apparently some sort of phantom stump. But they also have root words like Helios or Inferno that explain how the creature has something to do with the sun or fire. And most importantly, they are awesome for teaching nonsense words. Side convo, let's talk about why you need to teach with nonsense words. Sometimes students will read a sentence pretty accurately, but not be able to read the words without context. So for example, they might read the sentence, the car drove fast, accurately, because there's a picture of a car driving, and it makes sense that a car would be doing something with speed. But if you just showed them the word fast, like on a flashcard, and they couldn't read it. So what they're doing is they're using context clues to read the word in a sentence, which is a fantastic skill, but they haven't necessarily learned the word yet or are using their decoding skills to figure out what the word is. So here's how nonsense words are often incorporated into phonics lessons so that they can practice their decoding skills. Say you are teaching the spelling pattern at. So you're going through words like cat, bat, mat, and then you throw in words like dat or yet for them to read so that they start to practice decoding words that they might not have already heard and memorized. Or you have them read through all of the words and sort the real versus nonsense words. I think these are very important skills because they allow the students to practice their decoding skills with words that have zero context. The one challenge I have for them in my classroom, though, is that separating out real versus nonsense words can be very, very hard for English language learners. And having them practice their decoding skills while also having to acquire a ton of new vocabulary can be a little overwhelming for them. So instead of sorting them, why not just have fun with some nonsense words like the Pokemon cards? Here are the games and activities I like to play with my second grade students, although they certainly could work with a variety of grade levels. The easiest way to incorporate the cards is to pick a few that have names that follow the phonics pattern you're currently working on. So for example, you could use Trubbish if you were working on the SH digraph. Or if you're teaching how to break the syllable between the double B, trub, bish, or that the double consonant makes the U vowel short. When you're teaching the concept, take out the card and use it as an example. It will instantly pique their interest. Then, if you have a word wall or something that displays your phonics pattern, you can even pin the card up next to it because it works as a really nice visual cue if a student's having trouble decoding the SH digraph in a sentence. You can point to the card and say, oh, it makes the sh sound like in trubbish. Another game we play is similar to KABOOM, is you choose a bunch of cards that have phonics or spelling patterns that the students have already practiced. Have the stack of the cards in a little container and have the students sit in a circle. The students pass the cards around and choose one from the top to read. They can then use their decoding skills to read the card out loud. Now, of course, some of the students might already know the names of the cards or have them memorized from playing, but that's totally fine. They can feel a little sense of accomplishment with that. But after the student has read the card, they get to hold on to it. But just like KABOOM, mark a few of the cards with a sticker or something that makes them look different. And if a student ends up pulling that card, they have to put all of the cards they earned back into the bin and pass it to the next kid. So trust me, this game goes on forever and is super fun. The next activity is super simple. Just type up all the names of the Pokemon cards and have it on Google Slides, or you can even just write them on the board. Then tape up cards around the room and begin by displaying one of the names on the slide and have a student or group of students read the name. Then they can run around the room trying to find the actual card taped to the walls, sort of like a sight word scavenger hunt. My last activity is for students to create their own Pokemon cards based on whatever spelling pattern you're currently working on. So for example, say you're working on the ER makes the sound. The students can use a template to make their own Pokemon with names like Sparker or Infernope or whatever has the ER in it. It doesn't have to be fancy, just a box on the top for drawing and some lines underneath for the students writing a description using the words following the same pattern. But if you're looking for a fun template like this, then check out the description box for a free link to my template that you can print out for your students. You can print it out, modify it, however it works for your students' needs. So where do you get Pokemon cards? Just ask a parent of an 8-year-old. I'm sure they would be happy to donate it back. But they also sell them at most large retailers, and you can find them at garage sales and even online. And the fact that you're not playing with them means that it doesn't really matter what the point values are. So the students are usually happy to give up the ones that are not as like good or collectible, and they work perfectly fine for any of these activities. You'll only need 1 or 2 of the little expansion packs, which give you about 10 to maybe 20 cards and might set you back $10. And that's assuming if you're buying them brand new. But honestly, just ask around and I'm sure someone would be happy to donate a pack to your class. Interested in more fun phonics games? Then check out this video that showcases my students' top picks for sight word games. They're super easy to prep, highly engaging, and sure to make learning how to read fun.